I'm Kyle.
I'm Rose.
I'm Ramona.
It's called the SledgehammerKablammer.
Yeah, as you can see, we've got a nice mix of wood and acrylic here. So the inspiration was from Kyle, who plays the cello and drums, and we wanted to make something that kind of combines the two and can play a bunch of different sounds, but in a very nice form that can be played in different orientations. So as you can see, play it like a ukulele or a guitar or tabletop.
Or like a cello.
Or like a cello. It's very versatile. We designed an on-shape. We made these really cool things called living hinges, which is how you get like a curved shape out of wood.
And this whole thing is like one piece, so it looks really nice. And then here you can fit in all the buttons and stuff. 2 linear soft pots, so we can change parameters of delay and also filter. And then for drum, it's like distortion. So these are 2 linear soft pots, and then here's the root note changer, and here's the instrument selector, and here's the mode selector.
One of the big upgrades is our LCD screen. So as you can see, it's upside down, but it's more suited towards the player to be able to read it. So right now it says cello, and it's on a minor scale, so if Kyle switches the knob, it changes to a blues. You can go to the major and chromatic, and then if you change the instrument, you'll see a different cool effect. So the color changes based on the instrument, and these colors change accordingly. And then the name changes, so we have ambient. If you keep going, we have guitar, drums, and there's 4 instruments and 4 different scales you can play. So I got this 2x4, did some chiseling and some drilling to get kind of like a nice pocket in here to put the LEDs in. And since we used white acrylic, that was purposely, it's about like 30% transparent, so that way the light can diffuse through. Everything wired up to Arduino. The way I wrote the Arduino code is so it's very modular, so it made it super easy to add new sensors. For this linear softpot, we had to do some math to make it work the way like a cello works if you have your finger this close, but also to play a low note if you're released, because there's some things with the hardware that just make it difficult.
So this is the cello right now, and it's in the major scale setting. So that's and then there's 4 different bowing kind of. There's a long bow. That was a short bow. This is a long bow.
Kyle sampled these himself, so these were like real cello sounds.
And there's 2 pizzicato samples. The harder you hit it, the louder it is.
And each one is mapped to a different sound for that instrument.
The next instrument is the guitar. So I'll play it like this. Yeah.
Sure. And then one cool thing with our root note buttons is it's kind of like the Sam Chilling, where you can kind of just change the interval. So I'm not even pressing this part, and I can change the note. So it's kind of. And then one other cool feature is you can see the lights follow you as you play. So it kind of helps the player if you're new to the instrument like us. One of my other favorite effects is yeah, there you go. If you bring the delay down, it does that cool little sound. Like I could be playing this and I'm like, oh, I want to switch instruments or the scale. Like it's pretty easy to access all the buttons.
Yeah, we made sure everything is reachable by just one hand and making sure that it's like thumb distance for all the sensors. Okay. This is very experimental drum sound. I'm not a drummer, but maybe Roger can try it later.
This is the N19 that I used to record some different cello sounds. I sampled just like a whole bunch of notes on the cello. Here is a Kong drum pad. It's like the Bomb Squad, something like that. This is the scream distortion that the Kong drum is mapped to. Here's the different guitar samples, and then we also have one bass to go with it, or ambient sort of settings. So this is a Maelstrom female choir lead.
But yeah, we just chose some sounds that's good for like ambience or like a background vibe, and then we chose some like lead sounds.
And then one interesting thing about the ambient one also is that it's two of the pads, the dark and the Vesper pad, is instead of it being a velocity control where you hit a note and it's a make note and it goes for like 2,000 or milliseconds or whatever, it's volume controlled. So, and then while you're holding that, and adjusting as you wish, you can play these two pads on top of it.
The small soft pots on the side like have memory, so if you release your finger, it'll keep the same value.
That's why we keep on having delays on.
And then to turn it off, you just slide your finger down all the way to the end.
0.